China, though, has come under fire by the United States and Europe for its close ties to Russia and not doing more in the West's mind to try and stop the conflict in Ukraine. Guy Saint-Jacques is a former Canadian ambassador to China. Mr. Saint-Jacques, always good to have you on the program. First of all, your thoughts on this arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin?
Well, I think it's a very important development, but of course it will not deter Xi Jinping from making an official visit to Russia. In fact, I'm sure that he will dismiss this as another attempt by the U.S. and its allies to try to discredit Vladimir Putin, and so I think that we cannot expect very much on the part of the Chinese in that regard.
Right, and you know, the fact that Russia is not a signatory to the ICC also means it's not as if we're going to see Vladimir Putin arrested and brought to The Hague to stand trial.
Yeah, you would have to travel to a country that is part of the ICC, and imagine the ruckus if this were to happen. So I think that it's pretty sure that Mr. Putin won't have to answer for his acts in Ukraine while he is president of Russia, and all indication is that he doesn't want to step down anytime soon.
Tell me about the visit that's coming up with Xi Jinping going to Moscow and the optics of it. You know, and there's criticism that basically the Chinese are giving the Russians cover for the war. But of course, the calculus in Beijing is very different from the calculus in Washington or London.
Yeah, well, in fact, Russia and China have a lot in common in terms of their ideology. The two countries think that the Americans want to limit their presence internationally, so they see the U.S. as an adversary, and also they are promoting this notion of a multipolar world, which would give more room for authoritarian countries like Russia, China, but also Iran and a few others. And what we are seeing is that, in fact, the two countries are working together to develop what could at some point become an alliance. Here I refer to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. There was the meeting last fall in Uzbekistan. There's also the BRICS that is seen more and more as a new alliance that include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They want to move away from the U.S. dollar to settle trade accounts. Let's remember that Vladimir Putin was in Beijing just over a year ago before the Winter Olympics. At that time, the Chinese were expecting that the campaign in Ukraine would be quick. It has turned out to be not the case. It could be a long war. Xi Jinping has also outlined a few weeks ago a peace plan to resolve the issue. But if you look at this plan, in fact, it's just full of generalities. It repeats UN principles, and the first principle it says that you should respect territorial integrity and sovereignty. Here we have a country, Russia, invading its neighbor, and China does not criticize Russia for it. So I think that what we will expect is Xi Jinping talking about his peace plan, but I don't think it offers anything concrete to make progress.
Guy Saint-Jacques, former Canadian ambassador to China. Thank you for this, Mr. Saint-Jacques. Always appreciated.